let's talk about how I protected my mornings when it comes to my morning routine and making sure that I pour out to myself. So this is going to be a chatty video, no hooks or anything. It's just us talking as moms. So it's going to be a very laid back video. If you're up to that, please grab a coffee and we have a little chat about it. Oh my God, I hope you won't hear the sound. There are builders next door. But yeah, let's see how that goes. So for me, when I first started my journey of taking care of myself in terms of health and wellness, making sure that I move my body, obviously I'm trying my best to eat kind of good food, whole foods, almost 80 to 20 rule. That's what I follow even up to now. Make sure I have my 80% and also my 20%. It's not an everyday thing either, but that's how I'm doing it at the moment. And that has been working perfectly well. So what I've done in terms of making sure that my mornings are for me without any distractions has been to make sure that I get organized a week before. So anything from either prepping lunch or designing my workout schedule, making sure I know exactly what I'm doing. If I'm paying for the kids to eat at school, I have to make sure I do it over the weekend, and I've planned and I know the days that they're eating at school and the days that I'll be packing lunch, depending on what is offered in terms of my menu, because sometimes they'll be having things that the kids are not keen to eat. So it means on that particular day, I'll have to make lunch. But I make sure that I get organized either on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I make sure that everything it's well kind of done in advance for me. So I know that if they are having lunch that they need to take to school on a Wednesday, I'll get prepared also a day before, pack few stuff so that I'm not scrambling in the morning trying to make sure I get their lunch done, my breakfast, bathing, getting the workout in. It becomes so stressful, and to be honest, I don't perform very well on stressful environments. That's why I try my best to make sure that I'm quite organized when it comes to the things that I know that if they are not going to according to plan, I'll just be stressed out. So that means that I'm creating my workout schedule in time. I know what I'm doing for the whole week. If I'm saying that I'm exercising for 5 days, I know what I'm doing on a Monday. I know what I'm doing on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm not thinking about it when I wake up. So if it's upper body day, I know a Monday it's an upper body. I try and not also switch it up a lot during the week, except in summer when probably I will need to get out of the house more than trying to do any indoor exercise. So if it's a Monday, I know that I'm doing my upper body workout. I'm using the same workout. I don't interchange between lots of YouTube videos either. One channel, one exercise each and every week. That's what I do. So I would say if you want to protect your mornings to be just for you, regardless of your situations, try and get organized over the weekend and know what you're working with, either on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So each person situation is different. We can't compare each other. Some might be having babies, some are having toddlers. My kids now are kind of grown. My first is 12 and my last born has just turned 6. So I have a bit of more flexibility in lots of stuff. I do understand that. Hence I'm saying whatever you are saying you want to get organized on, just make sure that it fits around what's going on in your life. That's the first thing that I do. So number 2, to make sure that I don't have a stressful morning each morning when I have to be going, especially when I have to be going to the office, is to make sure that I am prepared a night before. So things like closing the kitchen. I make sure that every dish that's dirty, it's inside the dishwasher. I wipe down my countertops, and If I'm packing lunch for the kids the following morning, things that are obvious like fruits, I usually pack it when I'm cooking my dinner a previous night before, and I put it in the fridge. That way in the morning, I'm not thinking about what sort of a snack I should be giving my daughter to take to school. If it's a lunch that needs to be prepared in the morning, usually sandwiches, because that's what they are taking to school, it's easy for me to work around that. But if I need to cut cheese, I'll cut the cheese. If I need to cut a tomato, when I'm cooking, I'll cut an extra tomato, put it on a separate lunch box, put it in the fridge. In the morning, I'm just putting things together. So for me to prepare lunch will take me less than 20 minutes because I got prepared a night before. So trying to make sure you do those simple things that you think they won't make a difference, they actually do matter and they will help you a lot. That's what I've experienced, because I used to have this habit where I would leave everything on the counter, dishes in the sink, because obviously I would be tired. Back then, my daughter was still a baby, so it was quite difficult. My son was still young. I wouldn't say help me with the dishwasher. Like now he's quite big. Some days I would say help if I feel tired from work and all that. But after leaving all of those things in the sink, for example, my mornings will be pretty tough. Imagine you have to wake up early, you have to prepare the kids. My son at that time, my daughter was still going to nursery, so just getting both of them prepared and myself going to work, it was really hard. That's where I quickly learned the lesson of what doing certain things a night before, things like closing the kitchen, knowing that when I wake up, I'm not seeing a pile of dishes. Obviously, it won't be an everyday thing. Don't get me wrong. I am a mom too. There are days where you won't get to that because you might have a bad day at work, or you are just tired. You are just not up to filling up the dishwasher. Obviously, that's where everyone comes in who are in the house. But if you have small babies, it might not be possible for them to fill up the dishwasher. But I would say create a system that you think would work best for you. But 3, this is something that I did to make sure that at least my mornings are not like go each day. I had to decide on what works for me in the morning when it comes to waking up time. Because I used to wake up on the dot thinking, okay, if I wake up at 6, I can do this and that, but it will be too stressful just to get the kids ready, prepare lunch, my lunch, breakfast and all. I realized that if I want to fit in health and wellness, doing stuff for myself in the morning, I just need to wake up probably an hour before everyone else is awake. So I have talked about it in one of the shorts to say, don't do rigid time schedules. When you're just starting, start with what you think would work best for you. Maybe wake up 20 minutes before everyone else. It might not be to wake up to do a workout, to just maybe make coffee, sit down on the sofa, relax, and then wake up the kids. That's just an example. For me, I quickly realized that if I want to show up for myself, in terms of exercising, doing things for me in the morning, I had to probably decide on the time that would work best for everything else that I wanted to get done in the morning. So at the moment, my time for waking up in the morning is 5 a.m. It's not for everyone, especially when you are a mom, but you need to decide on the time you think would work best that will give you kind of a calm morning before anyone else wake up. Sometimes you can even wake up 20 minutes before just to clear the kitchen. That way when the kids are awake, you are probably just quickly making breakfast, making sure they are ready. You quickly go and shower and you get out of the door. It might actually not to wake up and do a workout or wake up to make coffee. Maybe you have that 20 minutes to wake up and say, okay, I didn't close my kitchen a night before. Let me wake up to probably clear the kitchen so that when everyone is awake, I know where everything else is. So decide on the time that you think would work best for you to probably not have a stressful morning. Because these days for me, because I'm kind of used to the routine, don't get me wrong, there are days where I am tired and I don't wake up. But at the moment, I have 2 rest days. I've designed it in such a way that I know that in between, if I feel tired, I will have maybe 1 day rest during the week and then 1 day rest during the weekend. So it's 2 days and I move my body for 5 days a week. So you need to decide what would work best for you in terms of at least waking up 10 minutes earlier, 20 minutes earlier, 30 minutes earlier before everyone else wakes up, and decide what sort of things you would like to start with, which will be on high priority before probably the kids are awake or before you actually go to work. Those are the things I have done. They might not seem, or they might look like it's not a lot, but once you implement those things, getting organized, making sure there are certain things that are not negotiable when it comes to evening routine, you stick to that so that your mornings are easier. Even deciding on the time that you think you can wake up and probably just look after yourself first before you look after someone else. It definitely goes a long way. So I just thought I should share that, and also let me know on the comments, what do you do to make sure that your mornings are protected? We are here to learn from each other, and I will surely read your comments when I get time. So that's all for this video. I just wanted to do a bit of a chit chat. So yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.